I don't just hate on bad cops. I'm a equal opportunity bad government hater. Here we have Strickland Youth Center detention officer arrested on child abuse charge. Who was surprised about that? Nobody. January 7th, 2025. So, what's today? Can't remember what the damn date is. Kids been out of school for so long. January the 8th. So, this... Nobody has anything to say until I start recording something, and 900 kids got questions. Anyway, here we go. Mobile, Alabama. A detention officer at the Strickland Youth Center in Mobile was arrested Monday for alleged child abuse. On the clock, and his extensive arrest record prior to becoming an officer didn't raise any red flags. Of course it didn't. You know why it didn't? Because it's government. Government doesn't give a shit. And then when shit like this comes out, they come out with some PR bullshit. It gets swept under the rug. The next big thing happens. This falls from the headlines. You don't hear anything about it. Jared Easley, 43, was booked into Metro Jail for alleged abuse against a teenager in his care at the detention center on January 2nd. According to a complaint filed Tuesday, Easley's grabbed a 17-year-old boy and pushed him against the wall and punched him in the head and face with a closed fist. Assault and battery, sounded to me like. Strickland Youth Center Detention Administrator Lawrence Batiste, anyway, that one, said Easley was placed on administrative leave as an internal investigation of his alleged actions took place. Now that I'm guessing they have cameras there. Pretty sure this administrative leave is paid. Don't know why. We got to stop the bullshit. Stop the bleed. Government has got to be stopped. Administrative and took place. We saw a problem, he said. We addressed the problem as soon as we saw it. The Mobile Police Department conducted a parallel criminal investigation on Easley's alleged actions. So, government investigated government, and one's going to say, I didn't know it was their job, and the other one's going to say, I didn't know it was their job, and you're going to say, well, nobody knew until now, so now maybe we'll do something. They will not. Following the investigation, Easley was arrested and fired from his role at the detention center. However, this wasn't Easley's first run-in with the law. Of course it was. It's never their first run-in with the law. Usually it's not their second or third. They have criminal histories that go way back, but then they'll say, hey, it wasn't my job to find out. It was their job. And then they'll say, well, we had it in the thing and they didn't read it. And then they say, well, we didn't read it because they didn't bring it to our attention. It's always finger pointing and blaming somewhere else. It's total bullshit. Easley's first run-in with the law. It was his seventh. His record goes back to 2009, according to the Mobile County Jail log. Easley has been arrested on multiple felony charges, including several 2011 charges for unlawful breaking and entering a vehicle. To get a job as a detention officer, Shannon Weston with the Alabama Department of Youth Services said applicants must pass a state-required background check. So, who signed off on the background check? Who sent the background check? Who administered the background check? Who got the background check back? Who read the background check? Who passed the background check on? Because you know it can't just be one or two people. Government got to have 42 fucking underlings to get any damn thing done, and nobody never knows anything. It's the county that does the oversight, Weston said, so they would be the one to do the background checks and clear them for interview for the detention center. Of course, not me, it's them. It's not me, it's them. Despite his arrest history, Easley was hired as a detention officer in October 2023. It's just been over a year. You can't make this up. It's not the arrest that counts, it's the conviction. Batiste said, we did look at those things. We always look at those things before making a decision when we got to hire. Hold up. It's not the arrest that counts, it's the conviction, he said. We did look at those things. We always look at those things before making a decision when we go to hire somebody or not. So, if I'm looking at that, it's not the arrest that counts, it's the conviction. So, was he arrested on felonies and pled to a misdemeanor, or was convicted of a misdemeanor? Probably how it's going to play out. That's how government hides their bullshit. Batiste was aware of Easley's previous arrest when he was hired in October 2023. Easley's felony arrest didn't count because he pled to misdemeanor charges in a number of the cases. I knew it. You literally can't make this shit up. Oh my lord. Batiste said issues like this don't happen often at the Strickland Youth Center. It don't. One time should be too many. Even though some of these kids have committed offenses, their parents want to know that they're okay. Yeah, they want to know that their kids are in there trying to maybe better themselves and not in there with a bunch of bunch of damn felons beating their ass. Easley was released on bond just 7 hours after being booked into Metro Jail Monday afternoon. Easley is due back in court on January 20th. You can't make this up. The inmates are running the asylum. The inmates are literally running the asylum. Oh my lord, if my thing don't stop trying to... I'm sorry. Anyway, because this recording software is trying to be a dick, I can't. I can, but this video, if I try to play it, anyway, we're going to play this video over here.
Big story at 4 is one you will only see on News 5. A juvenile detention officer at Strickland Youth Center in Mobile finds himself on the wrong side of the law, charged with child abuse.
The wrong side of the law again.
While on the clock. 43-year-old Jared Easley is now out of a job, accused of punching a boy in his care in January.
He's out of a job right now, but where will he go? Because they know he has felonies. He's pled to misdemeanors. Not the point. The point is, these jobs used to be respectable jobs. These jobs, law enforcement, corrections, military, used to be, people looked up to people that were in the military and in law enforcement and worked in the Department of Corrections. I mean, it's just totally gone to shit the last 10 years easily. I would probably go back 15 years. We're in 2025. So yeah, it's ridiculous what law enforcement has become.
WKRG News 5's Asher Red is here with that story. And Asher, you have been digging into the accusations and found out this is not Easley's first arrest.
Yeah, and he's got an arrest history that goes beyond when he became a detention officer in Strickland in October of 2023, leading us to investigate, should his background have raised a red flag?
Well, it should have raised red flags. It should have set off bells and alarms and whistles, and somebody should have said, no, we're going to shake hand this application and go to the next one. They did not.
A man with a rap sheet in a position of power. Jared Easley was a detention officer on January the 2nd at the Strickland Youth Center in Mobile when court documents say he pushed a 17-year-old boy against a wall and punched him in the head and the face.
This is an unfortunate incident, but we dealt with it as swiftly as we possibly.
Unfortunate incident. It's a criminal act and he should be in prison. And they dealt with it swiftly means they put out, like I said earlier, a little bit of PR bullshit, try to hide their crap, and now they want to move on to the next thing. They want to get this out of the spotlight.
Could to make sure we hold the responsible party accountable.
The center's deputy...
Hold the responsible party accountable? The responsible party had a rap sheet and you still gave him a fucking job. Can we please stop with the dumb bullshit?
Administrator Lawrence Batiste says Easley was placed on administrative leave as the Mobile Police Department conducted a criminal investigation
Administrative leave, that'll teach him. It will not.
Of his alleged actions.
When we saw a problem, we addressed the problem as soon as we saw it.
No, you did not. You did not. You saw the problem in his jacket. They call it a jacket to make the sound cool and official. In his application. You saw everything in his application and they still gave him a job. It's bullshit.
Easley was arrested on Monday, but it was his 7th time behind bars. With a rap sheet dating back to 2009, Easley was arrested.
So apparently for government, third time is not a charm. Told you.
Arrested on multiple felony charges, including several 2011 charges for unlawful breaking and entering a vehicle. To get a job as a detention officer, Shannon Weston with the Alabama Department of Youth Services says applicants must pass a state-required background check.
It's the county that does the oversight. So they would be the one to do the background checks and clear them for interview.
See, passing the buck. They're supposed to do this. Well, we sent them to this and they did it, and then we sent them to that and they read it, and then it went to the secretary, and then it went to the secretary's secretary, and then it went to the sergeant, then it went to the lieutenant, then it went to the deputy chief, and then it went to the chief, and then everybody looked at it and nobody saw anything, and here we are.
The detention center.
We did look at those things.
They looked at it and still thought he was a good candidate. You can't make this up.
We always look at those things before making a decision whether we're going to hire somebody or not.
Batiste was aware of Easley's previous arrests when he was hired in October.
They always are aware. It's not until some shit goes down, because everybody is more internet savvy now. Everybody's looking at shit. Everybody's recording shit. Everybody's leaking shit. Everybody's putting shit out. And now it's coming to people's attention. And now they got to answer for some shit, and they ain't liking it.
October of 2023.
It's not the arrest that counts, it's the conviction.
Not the arrest that counts as the conviction. He's only convicted of misdemeanors. He should have a complete, clean criminal history. That goes for law enforcement, that goes for EMS, that goes for doctors, lawyers, court reporters, anything having to do with anything in that line. Police, detention, all of them should have spotless criminal histories. The end. Period.
But Easley would plead to misdemeanor charges.
We certainly try to do our due diligence and make sure that the people that we bring in here are qualified people.
Easley has been fired from his
So criminals are qualified. Just know that. Government is full of criminals. You can't get rid of them. It starts at the top and it works its way down. You can't get rid of it.
position at the Strickland Youth Center.
Even though some of these kids have committed offenses, their parents want to know that they're okay.
Now, Easley did not spend much time behind bars after that most recent arrest, Asher.
They never do. They go in, they bond out, they're out. They plead to some lesser bullshit. They wipe that shit away, and he's probably, in a week or two, will be back there, or who knows? He might be a cop before you know it.
Yeah, Easley was actually released 7 hours after he was booked into Metro Jail yesterday afternoon at around 3 o'clock. Now, he is due back in court on January the 20th.
All right. Thanks, Asher.
You can't make this shit up. Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Why? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I am out.